Good morning and welcome to day 3 heats of the Victorian Age Short Course Championships. We're off and racing for event 119, the girls 12 to 14 400 metre individual medley. We have 4 heats of this morning. The 3 athletes are already off, away and racing.
So it's a note here that this one has been reseeded this morning, so it doesn't necessarily match the program that you might have in front of you. And we do have our 2 girls from Nunawading, so 2 teammates here competing against one another. And then out in lane 3 we have our Surrey Park swimmer.
The 400 metre individual medley, 4 laps of each stroke for our short course event. The girls are just about to finish their butterfly leg. Yolanda Yu in lane 4 will touch first, 1:15.71, followed by Zia Lee in lane 3, and then Annabella Kim in lane 5. Some really strong first 100 butterflies there from the 2 girls in lane 3 and 4.
Absolutely, and I'm going to be really interested to watch these transitions as they go stroke from stroke. We know that backstroke to breaststroke turn is a little bit of a tricky one. You've got lots of options about what is legal. As long as you're on your back when you finish and then push off on your tummy, that turn is legal. So people opt for that bucket turn, a touch turn, or they even go for that crossover turn. These girls are a little bit younger here. So just 12 years of age, meaning this will be their first states. So it'll be interesting to see if they opt for that crossover turn, which is that little bit more challenging.
It's also really interesting to watch the individual medley. It doesn't matter whether it's a 100, a 200 or a 400 short course. There can be lots of lead changes depending on the athlete's strength of their stroke. So as you can see, Zia Lee in lane 3 having a really strong backstroke leg. She's put a body length and a half over Yolanda Yu in lane 4 as we come down to that breaststroke.
We know that if we can get ahead in that breaststroke leg and maintain that lead across that whole 100, we're pretty well off to lead us into that freestyle.
And as Annabella Kim comes through here in the breaststroke leg, she seems like her breaststroke is really strong, and sometimes we see that in the individual medleys. The stronger breaststrokers sit back a little bit in that butterfly and backstroke and then really come through in that breaststroke. So that's exactly what Annabella is doing.
This will be their second 50 of that breaststroke leg. So those legs are going to be absolutely exhausted. We know that breaststroke is such a leg dominant stroke. So these girls are going to have to use those legs in their freestyle. So I'm sure right now they're working out if they're going to go hard in this second 50 of that breaststroke, or they're going to decide to bring it home in that freestyle.
And that's exactly why the backstroke in the 400 AM is a little bit different to the backstroke in a normal race. Usually, you know, you're definitely trying to keep those legs going, but you know that your next 100 metres in an IM is breaststroke and it is leg dominant. So there's that, finding that middle ground of saving the legs a little bit, but also keeping that, you know, kick going. So we head down to 100 metres left, and Annabella has absolutely flown through that breaststroke. She takes the lead as we head down to the freestyle.
So we've seen a lot of lead changes in this IM. Like we talked about earlier, athletes are going to play to their strengths and weaknesses here. It looks like Annabella had a really strong second half of that IM. It looks like she's going to bring it home quite nicely. But this Surrey Park swimmer here out in lane 3 looking to close that gap. But if Annabella can hold on to this lead and really put on those afterburners in this last 50, she'll take out that first heat.
And as Tegan mentioned before, only 12 years of age here, so it's their first states, and they're doing such a great job. 400 AM, such a tough event. The 4 different strokes definitely takes it out of you, using all the different muscle groups. So these girls are doing incredibly well.
And these girls are going to go stroke for stroke down this last 25. There's really nothing separating the two of them. Will Annabella have done enough in that breaststroke and the first 50 of her freestyle to maintain that lead? And it looks like she will. And she'll touch there in first with a 4:45.27. And then it will be lane 3, our Surrey Park swimmer, touching in second with a 4:46.94. And Yolanda touching there with a 5:56.75.
All those 3 girls dropping some great times there from their entry time.
We kick off heat 2 of 4 of our 400-metre medley. Looks like lane 4 there. It's having a fantastic start in this first 50 of the butterfly, but we know that our leads can change throughout this IM depending on their strengths and weaknesses. So she's gone out quite fast there with the 32.85 in that 50 fly. Can she maintain that through that backstroke and breaststroke though?
It's a really comfortable butterfly as well. It looks really strong and fast, but she doesn't look like she's exerting too much energy at this stage in the race. And it's close behind her for the second and third placing at this point in time. We've got 4 girls battling it out behind our leader, who's having a beautiful first 100 metres. She'll touch the wall 1:11.56.
Now these are what we call circle-seated heats, so you have your fastest qualifiers in your middle lane, so you're really looking for that inverted V shape. Looks like lane 4 there is not holding back in this backstroke leg either. She's got quite a dominant lead there, leading us into this second 50. She'll turn there in a 1:54.05.
We mentioned at the start, whether or not lane 4, Romina, could hold on, and she's doing a beautiful job in this backstroke leg as well. She's maintaining the lead, if not gaining, on the rest of the girls. But in lane 5, Z Lee from Surrey Park is starting to make her way through, as well as Matilda Young in lane 2.
Now we talk about that breaststroke being that make or break part of our IM, but it looks like lane 4 is maintaining that lead in that backstroke, meaning that if she drops off that little bit in the breaststroke here, they're going to have to work really hard to still catch her, because she is so far out in front.
Yes, even if her breaststroke is one of her weaker strokes, she's put a lot of distance on these girls. However, Matilda Young in lane 2 is starting to close that gap a little bit in this first 25 metres of the breaststroke. You can see that she's starting to catch Romina, but Romina's still got such a strong lead on them.
And Matilda Young there pulling away from the rest of the pack, and she wants to take that first place for this heat. And we have to remember that these girls are fighting for a place in our finals, so
and it's still Romina out in front. Matilda has closed the gap. As we know, that first 200 metres, the butterfly and backstroke leg from Romina is really strong. Also having a great breaststroke leg is Millicent in lane number 6. She's from Traralgon. She's actually gained her place over the Surrey Park swimmer next to her. So that's a great breaststroke leg as well.
she's led us in the first 3 legs of this IM. She's holding on to that lead quite nicely. Put together a fantastic 400-metre medley here.
Yeah, I'm really loving seeing that she's gone out so hard and fast. It is hard when you know you've got quite a long way to swim to, you know, have the confidence to go out really hard, and she's done exactly that. The butterfly and backstroke were obviously her really dominant strokes. The girls have closed the gap in that last breaststroke leg, but she put too much on them to start off with. As we come down, there's 25 metres left to swim.
Matilda Young just putting together a fantastic second half of that IM, and she's looked to close this gap by quite a large amount, but it's going to come down to lane 4 and lane 6 here. It will be lane 4, and she's held on to the lead from start to finish there with a 5:26.72, closely followed by Millicent in lane 6 with a 2:26.81. She just came back out of absolutely nowhere, and then Matilda Young holding on for that third with a 5:30.50.
We're off and racing now with heat number 3 of 4. These are our timed finals this morning, so our heats are getting faster throughout. These girls are gunning for a medal this morning.
Now Melbourne Swimming Club had quite a busy heat here with 4 girls.
We head down to the first 50 metres. Zoe Clemenson will touch first, 32.43. She's followed by Sierra Kaufman. We saw these girls in some finals last night, so they've definitely got a busy schedule.
Yeah, Zoe here having a fantastic meet so far, and I'm sure today will be no different.
These girls, being 12 to 14, have still got a long career left in swimming, and so they will be definitely learning things in their races. As Zoe's still ahead there, 1:10.40. That's a great first 100 metres.
Looks like Surrey Park there is trying to close that gap in this backstroke leg though. Still Melbourne leads, but not by a lot, so it really is anyone's race at this point. It looks like it is Sierra Kaufman that touches in first there after that first 50 of the backstroke. So change in leaders. Zoe's dropped off that little bit, but we know Zoe can pull together a great breaststroke leg.
Yeah, these are the changes that we can potentially see in the 400 IM. Sierra, obviously a really strong backstroker. And she's got beautiful underwaters there. You can see that she's getting to almost 7 or 8 metres off the wall, and that's tough in a 400 IM after a butterfly leg. As we head down now to breaststroke, next to her, Raina Schneiders has also made her way through in that backstroke leg.
A turn there from Sierra Kaufman and opting for that crossover turn, and she did a fantastic job of it. One's a little bit challenging, so it's really nice to see our younger athletes really taking that on. Looks like Raina Schneider's here, really looking to close this gap in this breaststroke. He's between these 3 girls. We've got Sierra Kaufman out of lane 6, Raina Schneider's out of lane 5, and then Zoe Clemenson holding on there in 3rd.
Yeah, Zoe dropped off in that backstroke, but she's started to make her way through in the breaststroke. As you said before, Tegan, we know she's a good breaststroker, so we can... Backstroke obviously being one of her weaker strokes and breaststroke being her strength. She's made her way through back into what will look like the lead with 25 metres left to swim with the breaststroke.
Coming underneath the flags now to head into our freestyle leg of our medley. It looks like it will be Zoe Clemenson there that takes over that leadership position again. So she went from sitting in 3rd after that backstroke leg, and she's worked her way back up to lead us in this freestyle. But it looks like Sierra Kaufman is not letting her get away with it too easily. But do not discount Raina Schneider's there.
Sierra Kaufman really trying to close the lead gap on Zoe Clemenson. As we head down to 50 metres left to swim now. Zoe's got about half the body length lead. She turned in 4:40.89. So the battle is between the 3 girls, Raina, Sierra and Zoe.
Really has been these girls from start to finish here. But it looks like Zoe Clemenson has really taken it out in this freestyle leg. As she comes underneath the flag, she's going to touch in first there with a 5:14.65. Will be Sierra Kaufman that touches in second with a 5:16.29. Then Raina Schneiders with a 5:16.97. So nothing separating that second and third.
Heat 4 of 4 off and swimming. This is our fastest heat of this morning. The girls in this race have the fastest entry times. However, we have seen in the previous heats, the girls have been dropping 15, 20 seconds off their entry time. So we'll see if this heat can do the same thing. Got Lucy Reed in lane 2, taking out the first 100 metres, the butterfly leg. She'll turn in 109.56, followed by Arabella Johnson and Taylor Miller.
Now we've seen some of these girls have a fantastic short course champs. At MSAC this weekend, you've got Lucy Marr out of lane 4, Arabella Johnson out of lane 5, and Audriana David out of lane 3. And they've got some absolutely stacked programs and some great final swims so far.
Lucy Reed over in lane 2 has got a really great first 200 here. Her butterfly was super strong and she's continuing to maintain that lead in this backstroke leg. But the girls in the middle of the pool, Arabella Johnson and Lucy Marr. Lucy Marr doing a really great backstroke leg here. We know Lucy's had a big program and she'll take the lead into the breaststroke. She turns in a 2:27.96. She broke a couple of records last night. She's having an incredible championships at only 14 years of age. So look to see her make her way through in this breaststroke.
I really like watching Lucy Marr swim that breaststroke. She just drives herself forward with every stroke. She's really good at using both those arms and those legs in her breaststroke. She's maintained quite a dominant lead now in this first 50. She will turn there in first.
You can see how beautiful of a breaststroke that is. You can actually see how much water she moves when she pulls with her arms. You can just see her moving so smoothly through the water. The glide's great. It's a really beautiful breaststroke technique for a 14-year-old, and it's just a great to see in these young athletes. And she's put a few body lengths on the field just in the breaststroke alone.
There will be a Lucy Marr that leads us into this freestyle here. It's Arabella Johnson that holds on for that second.
Familiar. Comfortable.
And what a swim from Lucy here. She's put 15 metres on
Good.
lane 5, Arabella.
Familiar, comfortable. Know what you're going to get. Yep.
It'll be Lucy Ma that takes out this freestyle leg as well, and no one's going to catch her now down this last 25. She's got 10 metres left to swim, and she'll come underneath the flags here and touch in first with quite a dominating lead there with a 4:57.89. And Arabella Johnson in second there with a 5:03.88, and then Lucy Reed holding on to third with a 5:08.21.
Yep. How'd she go getting home on the bus? All good? We went to go to BFO yesterday. As we were driving in, I was on the wrong road. I thought I was the next road.
We kick off then 122, the 100-metre butterfly. Now there's 2 heats of this for our 17 and 18-year-old girls this morning.
Under the bridge, straight in the field, up in the street, right into the middle of Melbourne. I'm like, God damn it, I didn't want to come here. Hey, God, how are you?
All these girls trying to finish in the top 10 to make their way through to the final tonight. Isabella Osborne turns in a 28.00. That's a blistering first 50. She looks strong.
Yeah, Isla Ho holding on for second there, and then Michaela Larkin in third. But don't discount Courtney Mudge. We know she's an excellent butterfly swimmer.
We're not going to be able to stop.
Looks like Isabella Osborne will touch in first there with a 1:00.15. Isla Ho holding on for second with a 1:04.42, and then Michaela Larkin in third with a 1:04.97.
Beautiful ball. You've got to walk with it. You got
No, I don't. And Ruby call it.
Well, we're off with heat number 2. Just saw Isabella Osborne post a 1:00.15. It's a really quick time. We'll see if these girls can match somewhere close to that. It's Jessica Whiting in lane 4 and Sophie Jacker in lane 3 who are taking out this first 50 metres.
It will be Jessica Whiting that leads us into the second 50, but really is anyone's race. You've got your Surrey Park, you've got Jessica Whiting in first, but Sophie Jacker looking to close that gap out there in lane 3.
And it's a really great second 50 from Judy Hussein Aman as well in lane 5. It looks like it's Sophie and Judy who are leading the way through. Be on the touch, and it'll be Judy 1:02.63, followed by Sophie 1:02.79, and Jessica rounding out there 1:03.61.
Where do you run us off?
Why are you asking me if you wore shoes?
Yeah, I'll go grab them.
Go get changed and then go find them. Are you warm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Keep yourself warm and then get your shoes because you need your feet warm.
You're holding that. Alright, I'll go do this.
What are you doing?
Put my name on the back.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we head into event 124 here, the girls' 16-year-old 200-metre freestyle. We've got 2 heats this morning for our girls as Arabella Tomlinson really takes out this first 50 metres.
And we know in our 200s we can have quite the change in our leader. Some people opting to go out that little bit faster in that first 100 and others holding back to make that move in that third 50.
Oh, God, no,
Looks like Arabella's got quite the dominating lead at the moment. So even if she was to drop back in that third 50, it's going to be hard for these girls to catch her.
Yeah, we know the 200-metre freestyle has started to switch more to a sprint rather than a middle distance event. We saw, you know, in the history of the 200-metre freestyle, a little bit more of sitting back and waiting, and now our athletes seem to just go for it from the start, especially in the women's freestyle as well. And Arabella Tomlinson is doing exactly that. She's got an entry time of 2:01.60, so she is well ahead of the field when it comes to her entry time. The next one following her in this race is 2:06, so I'm not surprised to see her out ahead this far.
Yeah, she was our only sub-minute time on the board coming into that first 100, and she touches there, still maintaining her lead with a 1:32.58.
And I think she may have just backed off a little bit now. We know she's got to come back tonight and swim the final. So you can see she's just relaxed a little bit, knowing that she's so far ahead of the girls. And she'll touch in a comfortable time of 2:05.71, followed by Ava Candy. She'll touch second, and Jasmine Hume touching third.
And this is heat 2 of our 200-metre freestyle. Coming down underneath the flags, though, it looks like leading us in that first 50 will be Claire Matheson. She touches in a 29.61, but closely following her is Madison Brand there with a 29.92. So nothing separating those girls at the moment. And that's pretty even across this field in this first 100. Looks like we'll have a change in leaders there. Madison Brand taking out that first 100 with 1:02.01. She's only looking to lengthen that lead, but her teammate is catching her. Madison opted to stay back that little bit in that first 50. She'll maintain that lead in this 150 mark. Really decided to make that move in that second 50 and that premiership quarter, that third 50. Underneath the flags now, it will be Madison Brand that touches in a 2:08.06. Emerson Hogan touching in a 2:09.53, and then Claire Matheson touching in a 2:10.55. This is event 126, the 200-meter freestyle for our 15-year-old girls. We have 3 heats this morning of this event. On lane 4 there is Kiara Jeffs. Looks like it's going to be all Kira underneath the flags here. Kira's going to touch in first with a 1:00.35. Sienna there on lane 3 with a 1:02.30, so 2 seconds behind. Jeffs there just absolutely taking out that first 100, and she maintains this lead really nicely with about 3 body lengths. She touches there in a 2:06.29. It will be Kira Jeffs that takes out heat 1 of 3. Touching in second there is Madison Brown with a 2:09.44, and then Zoe Grant in third with a 2:09.50.
Very, very smooth.
This is heat 2 of 3 away in swimming. It's pretty even across that first 25, but it is our middle lanes we will be watching down this first 50. Out in lane 8 there, though, looking to get that place in the final, and she'll touch him first with a 29.58. Here's Joanne Liu.
Josie, have you seen it later?
Her dad's up there. Her dad's up there. He's walking now. Red t-shirt.
Now Joanne Liu having the fastest first 50, but Lucy Doyle has just come out of nowhere in that 100-metre mark with a 1:00.74. She pulls away from the rest of the pack with quite a dominating lead here. We know Lucy Doyle is a fantastic athlete.
Go, baby.
And she knows that she can bring it home in the second half of her race. She'll turn there with a 1:33.83. Turning in second will be Ava Thickens with a 1:37. So Lucy Doyle is going to maintain that lead down this last 50. Underneath the flags there now. She'll touch in first. Lucy Doyle with a 1:07.71. We Ava Thickens in second with a 2:11.04. Then Phoebe Scarf out in lane 6 in third with a 2:11.16. This is our third and final heat. They are away and racing. It looks like it will be our middle lanes to watch, our fastest qualifiers. Claudia. Looks like it'll be Waylon there out in lane 4 with a 28.76. Closely following though is Peyton Wiley with a 28.98. We're definitely seeing more of a sprint kind of style of swim for this 200-metre freestyle from these girls. Waylon there, still in the lead, but Peyton Wiley looking to close that gap.
Oh, sorry.
Peyton's really decided to make that move in that third 50. Really is a battle between these two girls. The rest of the pack is sitting quite a long way behind them both.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
And coming into this last 5 metres here, and it is stroke for stroke between the two girls, but it looks like, let us from start to finish there, will be Waylon that touches in a 2:08.63. Peyton Wiley in second with a 2:08.85. Touching in third will be lane 2 Holly Hume with a 2:14.88.
I think I did.
I watched it from here. It was pretty good.
kicking off event 129, the girls' 14-year-old 100-metre freestyle. So more of a splash and dash here. We do have 5 heats of this event this morning.
And Azia from Bendigo East taking it out nice and fast there in lane 4. She'll turn in a 27.32, which is quite a fast time for that first 50. She looks super strong. Trying to close that gap. Next to her is Zara Gamboa in lane 3.
Yeah, they are just coming off the back of country championships, and she had some fantastic races there, an even better relay swim, and she'll come back to do it at state age, and she'll touch there in first with a 57.28. What a fantastic heat swim there. And will be Zara out in lane 3 that touches in second with a 59.35. And this is heat 2 of 5 away in racing. To be our middle lanes there that are doing a fantastic job in that first 25. Lucy Ma back and swimming. It looks like it will be Lucy Ma that leads us in that first 50 with a 28.15. Closely following, though, is Audriana David, an awesome freestyler. We know Audriana could put together a great 100-metre.
And what a backup it is here from Lucy Ma to go from that 400 IM straight into 100 freestyle. 2 very, very different events, and she's putting on a great display of this freestyle sprint. She will touch the wall in a time of 58.63, followed by Audriana 59.64, and Mary Steele rounding out there 10090.
This is heat 3 of 5. Pretty even across this first 25, but we've seen our middle 3 lanes pull away from the rest of the group.
Got some really strong underwaters there from Henrietta in lane 5, but it's that visitor Riley Branson who's taking out that first 50 at 28.34. I don't think Henrietta is going to let her get too far away.
We watched Henrietta in her finals last night, and she put together some really fantastic swims. We know she can come back really strong in that last lap. But it looks like our visitor Riley has had quite a dominating race here. And she'll come underneath the flags. It will be Riley that touches in first with a 59.43, but Henrietta closely following with a 59.98. Then Emma Baldwin in lane 6 with a 1:00.90 touching in third.
Yes, mate! Yes, Mel! Woohoo!
Heat 4 hitting the water. It was the middle two lanes, Surrey from Surrey Park, and lane 4 with the best of starts. And as we come down to the 50, it's the 3 girls in 4, 5 and 6. It'll be Jemima Collins touching first, 29.58. It's still Jemima ever so slightly ahead of Taryn Eldred in lane 4. Taryn probably having the better of turns there, but Jemima's fast on top of the water. So we'll see how these girls go as they come down underneath the flags. It'll be who can get the best of finishes, and it'll be Taryn 101.78, followed by Jemima 102.1. Rounding out that 4th heat, it'll be Scarlett Siddles 102.86. We've got our final heat of event 129 in the water with us. We've got 5 athletes swimming in this final heat, and it's pretty close between all 5 of them at this point in the race.
Really a stroke for stroke down that first 25. Looks like Millie will touch in first out in lane 6 with a 29.85. It's Millie that holds on to that lead here. As we come underneath the flags, it's all Millie, and she'll touch in a 101.21, and it will be Ali out in lane 2 with a 103.06.
In the water with us, we have event 131. It's our girls' 13-year-old 200-metre breaststroke. This morning we have 3 heats. Obviously the top 10 athletes from this morning will represent the final tonight.
Looks like it is our Surrey Park swimmer and our Melbourne Swimming Club swimmer out there in our middle lanes. Will be lane 4 there that gets on the wall that little bit quicker.
Now in 200 breaststroke, we'll see some longer gliding of the strokes. Due to it being a 200, they drop their stroke rate a little bit and try and hold as much water as possible. You can see that in lane 4, Kimberly Chen. She's really grabbing a lot of water at the front of her stroke, and you can see her following with that snap of the kick and the glide. It's a really great 200-metre breaststroke stroke.
Looks like out in lane 4, she'll still maintain her lead. Her legs will be absolutely burning, but she's not holding back. Surrey Park looking to close that gap that little bit.
As we can see, Layan has just lifted her stroke rate ever so slightly in this third 50, as well as Kimberly. So they know that they're getting towards the end of this race as they head down with 50 metres left to swim. It's Kimberly followed by Layan, followed by Sasha. So it's the three middle lanes leading this first heat.
She's had such a dominating race there, and she's just only strengthened that lead in each 25. It looks like Kimberly Chen will touch in first there with a 2:45.94. And it will be Surrey Park touching in second with a 2:51.72. And out in lane 3, Sacha Raver. She'll touch in third with a 2:55.87.
Get her out of there.
This is heat 2 of 3 underway. Was really loving that underwater there from Delera out in lane 8. Coming through now is our middle lanes. It will be lane 4 there. Emily, that will turn in first. 36.19, a fantastic first 50 time. Madeline Anderson in lane 3, touching in second with a 38. So there's a gap between those two girls that the girls sitting in the second and third will be looking to close.
And leading through the first 100 metres is Emily Croato. She'll turn in a 1:18.34. A comfortable lead ahead of Eliza Cooling, 1:22.23. So it's all Emily in lane 4. She's got a really nice and comfortable lead on the rest of the field. We know her previous swimmer in heat 1 went 2:45, so she'll be trying to chase a similar time to make sure that she's got a middle lane in the finals.
She holds on to that lead really nicely there. Elysia having a great second half of this 200-metre breaststroke, sitting really high in the water. It is Emily making it look easy. She'll come underneath the flags now. And it will be Emily that touches in first with a 2:44.14. And Elysia there in second with a 2:51.67. And out in lane 2, Raina Liu with a 2:53.30.
We have our third and final heat in the water of event 131, the girls 13-year-old 200-meter breaststroke. We've seen some 2 really quick times already posted in the previous heats. 2:45 and 2:44 are the times to beat, as Tess Izzard in lane 4 is putting together a great first 100 meters. We've seen a similar thing play out in the previous heats. Our lane 4s are really taking it out really strongly and putting a nice gap on the rest of the field. So Tess is following what her other competitors have done in the previous heats. She'll turn in a 1:18.45, followed by Anis Zigi 1:20.90. So again, a really comfortable lead from our lane 4.
A little bit different breaststroke there. Our leader is opting to sit nice and high in the water. Our second place swimmer sitting a little bit lower there. Looks like Tess will take out that next 50 with a 2:01.44. She had a sneaky look at the board. She's like, I am on track, I am in first, I have a fantastic lead.
And she'll know exactly the time that the previous 2 competitors in the lane 4s have posted. 2:44.14 from Emily in the heat previously is the time to beat to get that lane 4 spot for the final. And I tell you what, Tess is very much on track. Her entry time 2:46.11 is the time to beat for her as well. And I honestly think she's going to smash it, which is fantastic to see. She'll touch in a 2:43.48, followed by Anis 2:48.94. So some great swimming this morning. 2:57.71 from Miller. I think that final tonight is going to be a good one to watch, because those 3 girls in those lane 4s really posting some fantastic times this morning.
And we start event 133, the 200 breaststroke for our 12-year-olds. We have 3 heats this morning of our 12-year-old girls. Now we've seen a couple of these girls racing over this weekend. We've seen Raina Schneider's out in lane 6 this morning already. Looks like coming in for this first 50, it's going to be Adeline Hartley out in lane 3 that touches in 38.23, but there is less than a second separating 1, 2, and 3.
It's definitely a much closer race in this first heat compared to our 13-year-olds that we just saw previously. These three girls, there is absolutely nothing in it between them. As we come down to the 100-meter mark, we'll see who can maybe bravely take a bit of a step forward so that they can lead coming into this third all-important 50 for a 200.
Looks like we'll have a change in leaders there into the next 50. It will be Micah Cow that touches in 121.84. Really is a race between these three girls from start to finish here. They've been side by side.
And as you can see, Micah and Anna have bravely gone for it in this third 50, and they've put a body length now on Adeline in lane 3, so you can see how important that third 50 is to really push. It can really gain you some distance on the field. It's Anna Kang starting to really make her way into a comfortable lead as we head down to only 25 meters left to swim.
There it is, these three girls, but it looks like we've pulled away a little bit from each other. Coming now underneath the flags, it will be Anna Kang that touches in first with 2:49.27. Closely followed by Micah Cow in lane 5 with a 2:51.33, and Adeline Hartley holding on for third with a 2:53.60.
We head into heat number 2 of 3. We are missing lane 4 here, who was the fastest qualifier in this race. Sorry, in this heat. So it opens it up a little bit to the rest of the field. She was ranked 10 seconds faster than the rest of them. So it really opens it up now to these 4 girls who are going to touch the wall almost together. Julia Trin, 40.19, she leads the way through. Again, much closer than we've seen from the previous 200 breaststrokes. So really great to see these girls up and racing each other.
They turn here together once again. It really is anyone's race in this 200-meter breaststroke for these 12-year-olds. All of them really want to sneak into that final this evening. Looks like our Yarra Plenty swimmer out in lane 5, really looking to close that gap, and she does just that. Charlotte Ford touches in first with a 1:25.10. Lane 6, though, touching in equal first. Catherine Yu
Catherine, Charlotte and Julia now starting to really push this third 50. It's hard to tell who will take the lead with the last 50 metres to go, but they definitely are starting to lift their stroke rate a little bit, starting to be a little bit more aggressive in this third 50, and you can see it paying off for Charlotte Ford in lane 5. She's just ever so slightly ahead of Julia and Catherine. She'll turn in a 2:10.88 with about half a body length ahead of the other two girls. So again, pushing that third 50, you can see, really puts you in a great position coming into that final 50.
Really is going to be stroke for stroke down this final 50. Looks like MLC might just get her hands on the wall that little bit quicker. But don't discount our Oasis Otters swimmer, Julia, out in lane 3. Really is anyone's race here, coming underneath the flags. This is an exciting swim. And it looks like it will be lane 6 there. Catherine Yu that touches in a 2:55.29. Will be Julia there from Oasis Otters touching in second with a 2:55.75. And Charlotte Ford in third with a 2:56.07. This is our third and final heat away in racing. Now it looks to be the middle of the pool that we'll be watching this morning. You've got your Nana Wadding swimmer out in lane 3 though. Isabel Thornborough. We've seen her race this weekend already. But it will be Erin Paris that gets her hands on the wall that little bit quicker in a 37.77. Really is stroke for stroke down this first 100 metres. Erin Paris is going to hold on to her lead there though, with a 1:21.34. Annabella Kim, out in lane 2. Will touch in second.
It's Erin Paris still in the lead. Annabella's putting together a beautiful 200 breaststroke here though. Her entry time's 3:05.78 and Erin's is 2:50.11. So to be that close to Erin is really great to see. They will turn at the wall. It'll be Erin touching in 2:06.41, followed by Annabella 2:07.82. So I think Annabella's in a great position to maybe do a really big personal best here and put her in a great position for the final tonight.
We've seen our outside lanes putting together some incredible races this morning and dropping quite a lot of time. So we're seeing them sneak into those finals and actually do really well in the finals too.
Well, as we know, Chelsea Zhang wasn't in the previous heat, so it does open it up a little bit for these girls to potentially get a medal tonight as well. As we come down to the flags, and it'll be Erin in a time of 2:51.70. And it'll follow by Annabelle 2:53.14. So that's put her Annabella in a really great position for tonight. She's dropped 12 seconds off her entry time, which is absolutely incredible to see. So great way to round out that event.
That's all right, come on.
We kick off event 135, the girls 17 and 18, 200 metre freestyle. And we do have 2 heats of this morning. Really is hard to call in this first 50 though. Girls pretty even across the field, but it looks like out in lane 4 we have Sophie Boland touching in a 30.1.
Just taking it out nice and fast. Jen Lane in lane 5. She's got about half a body length over her competitor, Sophie Ballon. She'll touch first, followed by Michaela Larkin and Sophie Ballon. So we'll see if Jen can hold her lead. She really pushed that first 100, and the girls have closed the gap next to her ever so slightly. So I think we're going to have a great race on our hands here for the last 50 metres as the 3 girls turn together, 4, 5 and 6. It's still Jen Lane, 1:36.70, but only 0.1 behind her was Michaela Larkin, and again 1.1 behind her, Sophie. And having a blistering last 50 as well is Judy Hussein Aman. She's come out of nowhere for this last 50 metres, and she may take the win for this first heat. She will. 2:08.69, followed by Jen, 2:08.7, followed by Michaela Larkin, 2:09.43.
It'll get long enough eventually and we'll be able to easily get rid of it. Yeah.
Because that really on the stage. And then one of the teachers at school, she had a similar thing done. She's got curling hair, so she's got a curling one that sticks up at the front.
We have heat number 2 in the pool with us here. The 200 metre freestyle for our oldest age group, our 17 to 18-year-olds. We know the last heat was pretty close. There's only 11 girls in this race this morning, so only one of them isn't going to be going through to the final tonight, which is pretty tough. Tegan and I were just talking before this age group. We know the girls are in year 11 and 12, and it's tough time at school or about to head into exams. So I think that's why we tend to see a little bit less swimmers racing, but it's still good to see these 11 girls here in the pool with us. Now in this race, we've got Farida Taha from Surrey Park. She's taking it out strongly. She'll turn ahead of the field in the first 100 metres. 1:00:09, followed by Eve Anderson and Isabella Osborne. Now, Isabella Osborne had a blistering 100-metre butterfly earlier today. So another backup here. We're seeing the backup race after race, which is just absolutely incredible to see. It's what our short course swimming is about. You know, our state championships are only 3 days compared to 5 or 6 over our long course season. So they do back up race after race in the short course season. It's Farida Taha, 1:32.36, followed by Eve Anderson, 1:35.22.
Yeah, these warm-ups and cool-downs are going to be absolutely vital for these athletes that are backing up these events. Isabella Osborne is going to have to do her cool down after that 100 fly warm up for this freestyle. She's going to have to do the same because she's got an absolutely stacked program this morning. Frida there, she'll take out heat 2 with a 2:04.64. Eve Anderson there in lane 3 with a 2:09.52. And then it will be Isabella Osborne that touches in a 2:10.92.
Well, we head into event 137, our short course 100-metre IM. It's only in our short course swimming, and it's really great to see. We've got 5 heats for our girls, 16-year-old here, as Jessie Steinman turns in a blistering 29.48.
Really love watching this 100-metre medley because it is that race that you can only race over short course season. So these girls are giving it a crack while they can. Looks like it is our middle lanes that we'll be watching though this morning. We've got Jessie Steinman out in lane 4. We've seen her swim already. Coming out underneath the flags. And now for this freestyle leg, looks like it will be Zoe Schneider that touches in first with a 1:05.80. Will be Jessie Steinman there in second with a 1:06.46. And touching in third will be UNCLOUD in lane 6 with a 1:06.99.
Well, we saw Zoe Schneider 1:05.8 the time to beat in that first heat as we head down to heat number 2. 100 IM is such a sprint event here. You are only swimming 25 metres of each stroke. So you really are sprinting each and every one of the strokes. We come down to the wall. It'll be Celeste Chang, a 30.42. as the dominant breaststrokers start to try and make their way through here, like Chloe Burke in lane 5. That was an absolutely fast 25 metres of breaststroke. Can she hold on for the freestyle? As I said, 105.8 was Zoe Schneider in the heat before. So we'll see if Chloe can beat that time. She'll touch the wall 106.82, followed by Claudia Croato 107.8 and Celeste Chang 107.81.
And this is heat 3 away and racing. It's pretty even across that first 25, but it looks like our MLC swimmer will get on that wall that little bit quicker. Grace Cox, we've seen her race this weekend already. What a fantastic job she's just done there in her backstroke leg. Eloise Ravensdale there from Nunawading. We watched her in a final last night. She just missed that medal. So she's come back to try and do it in this 100-metre IM. We come down for this freestyle leg. It looks like it's all Grace Cox out in lane 4. Will be Grace with a 106.68, closely followed by Memphis with a 108.10.
We have heat number 4 of 5 in the water with us. And it looks like it'll be lane 6, Anika Sinapu, who will touch first at the 50-metre. 32.24, followed by Eve Pajos, 32.99. And it was a beautiful backstroke leg there from Annika. But over in lane 0, Isabel Nash has really made her way through that breaststroke leg as the final sprint. The freestyle leg. Isabel Nash with that great breaststroke leg, I think will do enough to touch the wall. 112.28, followed by Annika 112.61, and rounding out that 4th heat is Keely Watkins 113.08.
This is our 5th and final heat. So just the 2 girls in the pool with us this morning. We've got Caitlin out in lane 5 and Aurora out in lane 3. Looks like Caitlin Cree will touch first in that backstroke leg with a 33.19. Aurora closely following though with a 34.69. A little bit different with our breaststroke technique with these two girls here this morning. Looks like Caitlin Creed will turn in first. Aurora looking to close that gap though down this last 25. Aurora has done a fantastic job of closing that gap, and it will be stroke for stroke, but it's not quite enough because Caitlin Creed is going to touch in first there with a 1:14.83. Aurora there with a 1:16.13.
Well, we've just seen our 16-year-old girls. It's now time for our 15-year-old girls. It's event 139, the girls at 15-year-old 100-meter IM. We've got 5 heats here this morning. Again, our girls are trying to get into the top 10 for the final tonight. And it's lane 4, Zara Olawani. She's really taking it out nice and strong here. She'll turn in a 29.35, followed by Waylon Churong 31.17. So a couple second lead there for Zara in the first 50 meters, which is a really dominant gap to have for a 100-meter swim, and she is not slowing down. And it's a dominant, fast swim there for Zara. It's a battle for the minor placings. It looks like it'll be Waylon next to her, but Zara 105.00, followed by Waylon 107.56, and Macy Smick 108.52.
And this is event 139, our 100-meter medley for our 15-year-olds. We've got 5 heats of our medley. And it looks like we'll be looking at the middle of the pool. Got Caitlin Ord out in lane 4. Will be Caitlin there that touches in first with a 30.04. It is Kira Jeffs closely following with a 31.02. Now it is going to be between these 3 girls in this freestyle leg. Having the better of underwaters there was Caitlin Ord. She will lead and touch in a 1:05.39. And Kira Jeffs there sitting in second with a 1:06.19. And Lily Chan with a 1:06.90 touching in third.
I think that was at least
in the water, we have heat number 3 with a blistering start from lane 5, Zara Jeffrey. Her teammate next to her, Grace Adobe, you know, is a good breaststroker, but Zara Jeffrey really taking it out nice and fast in this first butterfly to backstroke. We head down now to breaststroke. She's got a nice little lead on the rest of the field. 29.41 was her split time there. As mentioned before, Grace, a good breaststroker, now making her move on her teammate Zara. And they basically touch together there in the breaststroke to freestyle, and it's a good race on our hands. I think Grace is just ever so slightly ahead. She will touch the wall, 107.38, followed by her teammate Zara, 107.85, and rounding out there was lane 6, Mia Roberts, 108.71. And this is heat 4 of 5. So we're nearing the end of our 15-year-old medleys. In lane 3, we have Eva Murray. She had a great butterfly leg there, but it will be our lane 4 swimmer, Zoe Benson. Now, Charlotte Morland looking to close that gap in that breaststroke leg there, and she did a fantastic job, and will be stroke for stroke down this last 25. And it's going to be between these two girls, and it looks like Charlotte has done enough, and she will touch him first with a 1:11.74. Zoe Benson there in second with a 1:12.79. And then Micah out in lane 7 with a 1:12.96. This is our 5th and final heat. So just the 3 athletes in the pool. We've got Isabel, Georgie and Avika. It is pretty close in this first 50. So it's going to come down to that breaststroke leg again, that make or break stroke. Looks like Avika just gets there on the wall that little bit quicker with a 33.53. There's not even a second separating Avika and Isabel.
Isabel had a fantastic breaststroke leg there. Like we said, make or break stroke. You can really pull away in that breaststroke leg, and she's done just that. And it will be Isabel that touches in first there with a 1:11.89. Georgie holding on for second with a 1:14.48, and then Avika in third with a 1:14.96.
Let's go, Beck! You got this, Beck?
And we kick off event 143, the girls 14-year-olds 100-meter backstroke. And we do have 4 heats of our 15-year-old girls, the 14-year-old girls, sorry, this morning. And Henrietta is back to dominate this IM. She's backed up race after race this morning. She'll get her feet on the wall first with 31.98. And it is Henrietta that's led from start to finish, and she's got quite a dominating lead there. And she'll touch in first with a 1:05.37, taking out that first heat of the 100-meter backstroke.
You sound like me. Yeah, I never know. They know, that's all that matters.
You just look at their facial expressions, like, you know.
Yeah, that's what you need to do, yeah.
Oh, Archie's racing.
Oh, yeah. We'll go after Archie's swinging.
Well, I mean,
And this is heat 2 of 5. They are away and racing. I was really loving that underwater there from our lane 9 swimmer, Amber Sherry, really showcasing those skills in that backstroke. What a dominating swim there from lane 5. Tiffany Miette will touch in a 31.45. Closely following though is Sierra Kaufman. And I am loving these skills on display from our two in front here, and it will be stroke for stroke down that last 5 meters. Looks like Sierra Kaufman is going to take out heat 2 there with a 105.66. Will be Tiffany Miette in lane 5, coming in second with a 105.99. Then Audriana David holding on for third there.
Yeah. So that was a great swim by Archie Smith from SGB. He's an amazing swimmer. He's going to be the next Olympian, I reckon. What an amazing swim.
And just like that, we have heat 3 in the pool with us. And I'm loving these first 25s out from lane 9 in this event. Now it looks like Azia has come back to dominate the backstroke as well, and she'll touch in first with a 31.52. Lucy Ma following in second with a 31.79. Now Lucy has had a full program.
Hi, Hannah.
We've seen her break a few records. Zia here holding on for that second spot as Lucy Ma overtakes her in that second 50. Coming underneath the flags now, it is all Lucy Ma. She will touch in first there with a 104.53. Zia will hold on to that second spot with a 106.23. And Taylor Miller out in lane 3, touching in third with a 108.68. And this is heat 4. And I was loving that start out there from lane 8. Alyssa Lowe. Really is anyone's race. Leading us into this second 25, though, is our lane 4 swimmer. Will be Matilda Young that gets her feet on the wall first with a 33.20. We have equal second there between Alyssa and Farida. What a fantastic 100-meter backstroke here from Matilda Young. She has such a dominating lead on the rest of the pack, and she will touch in first there with a 109.19. And following in second will be Matilda Draper with a 112.68. Then Miller touching in third. This is our 5th and final heat of our 14-year-old 100-meter backstroke. We do just have the 3 swimmers in the pool with us. We have Neve, Abby, and Isabella. Helena, Ali, and Fiona. Down in lane 3. Looks like she'll take it out in that first 50 with a 35.01. Ali closely following there. Then we have Fiona in 3rd place. It's quite a battle there between those two girls for that first spot. Looks like Helena has had a great second 50 there. She'll come underneath the flags and touch in first with a 1:12.59. Ali holding on for second place with a 1:12.93, and then Fiona there touching in 3rd.
In the water with us, we have event 145, the girls' 13-year-old 100-metre backstroke. This morning we have 6 heats. The girls all gunning for the top 10 position for the final tonight, as there was some beautiful underwater there from Mia Huang in lane 4. She'll turn first in a time of 32.50, followed by Astrid in lane 5, 33.41. Also having a great swim out in lane number 8 is Lila. But it is all in the middle of the pool. Mia Huang with some beautiful underwaters, such an important aspect of short course racing, especially backstroke. She's had a really dominant race, and she'll touch the wall 1:06.80, followed by Amelia Leo 1:08.83 and Zihan Jin 1:09.10.
And this is heat 2 of 6 away in racing. So we have 6 heats of our 13-year-old 100-metre backstroke this morning. All of these girls hoping to secure a place in the final later today. What a fantastic start there from our Surrey Park swimmer. Now Aria will touch in first there with a 31.22. Closely following though is Zoe out in lane 5 with a 33.94. Now, it has been a dominating race here from Aria. It's going to be hard to catch her down this last 25. Here's a battle between these two girls to touch in second and sneak into the final tonight. But it is all Aria underneath the flags, and she will touch with a 1:06.55. Will be lane 3 there that takes out that second spot with a 1:09.16. And then Zoe holding on for third with a 1:09.76.
off and swing is heat number 3, and it was a great start in the middle of the pool there from Jemana Fahmy. She really used her whole 15 metres under the water, and she will lead through that first 25 metres, followed by quite a few other competitors. But in a really dominant first 50 is Jemana. She will turn first in a 31.96, followed by Kira Delaney, our visitor from Albury. And it's still Jemana in the lead. I'm really loving seeing these girls using their underwaters at such a young age. They're only 13 years old, so having good skills at this age is absolutely great to see. We come down to the wall, and it will be Jemana Fahmy 106.41, followed by Kira Delaney, our visitor. And touching third there was Lucy Dolan.
And this is heat 4 of 6. It's pretty even across this first 25. It's hard to call who turns in first. Going down to the 50-metre mark underneath the flags. Looks like it will be a lane 4 that gets on the wall ever so slightly. Swimmer from Melton here out leading. She's hoping to hold on to that lead in this last 25. But out in lane 2, she is catching her. It's going to be stroke for stroke down this last 25. Looks like Jacqueline in lane 4 is going to take out heat 4 with a 1:12.51. And then LV out in lane 2, touching in second with a 1:13.76. And in third, down at lane 8, Chloe with a 1:14.89.
Heat 5 of 6 hitting the water, and over in lane 1, Eugene Hugh had the best of starts in the field. She's from Geelong Swimming Club. And it's close between the three girls out in front in 4, 5 and 1. It will be lane 4, Olivia Nojic, who turns in a 35.77. And there's been a few lead changes already in this race, but it looks like now making her way through in this third 25 is lane number 7, Emily Greening. And she had a blistering third 25 to put her in the lead. Will it be enough to touch first in this race? It will be 1:14.00 from Emilia there. Touching second, 1:15.0 from Eugene Hugh, and third, Eve Dunstan in lane 3, 1:15.22.
And this is our final heat of our 100-metre backstroke for our 13-year-olds. We do just have the 2 athletes in the pool with us this morning. We have Isabella Paddle and Abby Frawley. What a dominating start here from Isabella Paddle. She'll take out this first 50 coming underneath the flags now. She touches there. Isabella has absolutely just run away with this third 25. Abby Frawley looking nice and smooth in the water though, making this 100-metre backstroke look easy. As we come underneath the flags now, it is all Isabella, and she will touch there in a 1:13.57. Abby Frawley there with a 1:17.32.
And in the water, we have event 147, the girls' 12-year-old 100-metre backstroke. We have 5 heats this morning, as heat number 1 is off and racing. Kira Stubbings in lane 4. She's from Camberwell. We know she's a super quick backstroker, so look to see her take the lead here. Her entry times are 1:04.91, which is impressive for a 12-year-old as she turns in a 31.54, followed by Amelie Dior 32.39. And the two girls in the middle, Kira and Amelie, putting together a really nice 100-meter backstroke. Kira just dropping her rate a little bit there, heading into the wall. 106.02 is the time from Kira, followed by Amelie 107.89 and Cadence 109.71.
And this is heat 2 of 5. It's a dominating start there from Zoe Clemingson. We've seen her swim already this morning. It will be Zoe that takes out this first 50. She touches there in a 32.42. Following though is Claire Zhang out in lane 2 with a 34.48. As we come into this last 25, it has been Zoe Clemingson that has led from start to finish here. And what a great weekend it has been for her, and she will touch in first there. She'll touch the wall in a 107.42. Taking out that second spot will be Claire Zhang with a 111.63. Then in third, it will be Erin Sun with a 111.65.
Often Racing is heat number 3. Having the best of starts was in the middle of the pool there, Victoria Dang. She's from Melbourne Swimming Club. On either side of her, we have Miley Bird and Charlotte Ford. And over in lane 0, Reika Zhang having a great first 50 as well. But it'll be Victoria who turns first, 34.01, followed by Miley, 34.29, and Mia Clements in lane 2, turning third. Victoria Zhang has got a comfortable lead next to her, Miley Bird, starting to close that gap with 25 metres left to swim. Both girls having great last 50 metres. They've pulled away from the rest of the pack, but it will be Victoria. She's led start to finish, 108.47, followed by Miley Bird, 109.29, and touching third in that heat, Delta Bacon, 111.21.
in this heat 4 of 5. So nearing the end of our event 147, the 12-year-olds backstroke. It's really hard to call here who's going to take out that first 50. Emma out in lane 3 having a fantastic swim. But our girl from Oasis Otters, Julia, she's back to swim her backstroke. She'll touch in first with a 36.01. It looks like Julia's just going to run with it now. She's going to maintain that lead. Emma is trying to close that gap, and she's doing it ever so slightly. It's going to be stroke for stroke. Our swimmer out in lane 0, Olivia, really coming through in this last 25. Looks like it is all Julia in lane 6, and she will touch in first with a 1:14.97. Emma holding on for second with a 1:15.85. Then Olivia out in lane 0, touching in third.
Well, we head into our 5th and final heat of our girls' 12-year-old 100-metre backstroke, and it is super even across the field as we turn down to our first 25 metres. It looks to be the far side of the pool, 0 to 3, who are leading ever so slightly on the other side of the pool. As we come down to the first 50, I'm not even sure who's going to turn first here, but it'll be lane 3, 37.41, Lily Richards, followed by Ava Lucas, 37.88. So we've got Ava Lucas in 0, Lily Richards in lane 3. Frankie Gleason over in lane 8, also having a good swim. So we come down to the wall. It looks like it might be lane 0. We'll see down to the touch, and it'll be Ava Lucas, 1:17.79, followed by Lily Richards, 1:17.80. And touching third there was Ekaterina in lane number 3.
And this is heat 1 of event 149, the 100-metre medley for our 17 and 18-year-old girls. There is 4 heats in this event this morning. These girls will be looking at getting a place in that top 10, ready for the final tonight. Having a great first 25 there is Lucia. We're down to our make or break stroke here, and it looks like our Surrey Park swimmer has just pulled away from the rest of the field here. And is going to take it home in this freestyle leg. It's going to be hard to catch her down this last 25. It looks like it will be Farida Taha that touches in first there with a 1:04.77.
In the water, heat number 2 of 4 for our 17 to 18-year-old age group in the 100-metre IM. There's a few girls all touching the wall there together. It'll be who can get the best of turns. It looks like it was lane 1 and lane 4 who came up ahead of the pack. Michaela Larkin in lane 4 with a dominant backstroke leg. She'll touch the wall first. And an awesome turn and split stroke there from her. Having a great swim over in lane number 6, Kate Golby. And some really great skills there from Michaela Larkin. And just backing off ever so slightly there. 107.27, followed by Kate 109.71 and Sophia Bullen 109.97.
And this is heat 3 of 4, so we're nearing the end of our 100-metre medleys. Now we've got a few of our swimmers here that we've seen swim this morning. You've got Isla Ho swimming out of lane 4. Isabella Osborne back and swimming again in lane 5. And after a fantastic backstroke leg, it will be Amelia Kennedy out in lane 3 that turns in first with a 29.79, the only sub-30 time on the board this morning. As we come down for that last 25, looks like Amelia Kennedy has had an excellent swim. And she'll touch him first there with a 107.35, taking out heat 3 of 4 of the 17 and 18s 100-metre medley.
It's our 4th and final heat of our 17 to 18-year-old 100-metre IM, and we've got 5 athletes in the water with us. And it was a great turn there from lane 5, Dana Barnett. As we come down to the 50 metres, it's still Dana 32.77. She's got great skills. The 3 girls in the middle, lanes 3, 4 and 5 really battling it out. Now you want to be ahead at this turn. You can gain a bit of distance coming off the wall first, which Dana has done. It's a real sprint finish as we come under the flags, and it'll be Dana who touches the wall first, 111.43, followed by Millie Bennett, 112.32. And over in lane 2, Sophie Griggs touches the wall third. for our next event, we do have a swim off for our girls 14-year-old 100-meter freestyle. It's a swim off for the two girls. They would have dead heated in their heats, so they will have to do another 100-meter freestyle this morning to see and the girls are off and swimming. This is a swim off for 10th place, so this is a swim off for a place in the final tonight. We've got two athletes in the water with us. We've got Emma Baldwin from Nunawading and Mary Steele from Bayside. 1:00.90 was their time in their heat this morning, and as you can see, they are still neck and neck as they turn. Only 0.1 separating them. 28.31 from Mary from Bayside. And it's going to be an exciting last 25 metres. It's definitely Emma who took a bit of a lead in that third 25. Let's see if Mary can try and catch her, but I think it will be Emma. She's going to go through to the final, 59.43, followed by Mary, 1:00.69. So Mary will go into as the first emergency, and congratulations to Emma. She will be in the final tonight. And after that exciting swim off, we move into event 155, the girls 14-year-old 200 breaststroke. So we have skipped event 153. Our girls 15-year-old 200-meter butterfly is now a timed final. So there's only 10 competitors in that event. So they've gone through to a final tonight. In the water, we have heat number 1 of 4. And Lucy Ma there in lane 4, 35.34, has got a huge program. We've already seen her twice this morning. The 400 individual medley, she dropped some impressive times going under 5 minutes. And then following into 100-meter freestyle, and now the 200-meter breaststroke. So a very versatile swimmer, which is great to see at 14 years of age. She's getting up and doing multiple events, not necessarily sticking to just one stroke. Maybe as she gets older, we might see her head towards a certain stroke. But for now, at 14, she's doing it all as she turns first 1:15.72, followed by Charlotte Kelly 1:17.33, and Leona in lane 3 there is turning third. So Lucy Ma out ahead. She's got a nice long stroke. I think we were talking about her breaststroke earlier. She really holds a lot of water at the front of her stroke and follows through with that kick. She's also got some great skills staying under the water for 10 metres for that split stroke. Behind her, though, Leona and Charlotte are battling it out for those minor placings in this heat. It's Lucy turning 1:57.05. Leona turning second, followed by Charlotte. And don't discount lane 6 there, Lucy Reed, who also has a big program. And it is Lucy Ma in the middle of the pool with a dominant 200 breaststroke. Super impressive backup this morning. Couple of difficult events, 400 IM, 200 breaststroke. They aren't easy swims. She touches the wall 2:39.26. And having a great last 50 there was Lucy Reed, 2:43.29, followed by Leona, 2:43.45.
This is heat 2 of event 155, the 200-metre breaststroke for our 14-year-old girls. So 4 heats, so we're in the middle of our event this morning. Looks like it is Renee Lister that's having a great start to her breaststroke there. Miller just getting her feet on the wall that little bit quicker with a 36.45. So Miller held back that little bit in that first 25. She's picking it up for this second 50. Now it's going to be Miller that touches in first here with a 1:16.70, but Renee is closely following with a 1:17.63. What a great race Miller has put together here. She's really built through every 50, so she's made her move that little bit bigger every single 50 she goes out. Renee is holding on there though for that second spot. It looks like it's going to be Miller down this last 50 at the moment. Renee is trying to catch her. Looks like Akashia out of lane 5 is going to maintain that third place spot. Stroke for stroke though, and it looks like it will be Miller there that touches with a 2:41.1. Then Renee Lister touching with a 2:43.2. And taking out third is Akashia with a 2:47.08.
Off and swimming is heat number 3, lane 5, Macy Graves turning first there, 36.71. She's from Nunawading Swimming Club. Again, opting for that really nice long glide. You can see the difference in strokes between Macy and then lane number 3, Amelia, who has a bit of a higher stroke rate. But Macy long and strong. As we come down to the 100-metre mark, Macy has taken it out really fast, 1:18.39. Followed by Amelia and Arabella. So we'll see if Macy has gone out really hard and can hold on, or these girls next to her can try and catch her in this third 50. We know the third 50 is the all-important 50 of a 200, make or break the race. And as you can see, Amelia in lane 3 really pushing to close the gap on Macy in lane 5. Arabella in lane number 4 also trying to push. With 50 metres left to swim, that gap has closed between first and second. It's still Macy 2 minutes and 0.5. As all 3 girls start to really lift their stroke rate and sprint for this last 50 metres. Amelia, Grover touching them all with Macy, so it's a good little battle between these 2 swimmers. And these girls battling out for a place in the final tonight. Who will touch the wall first? I think it's going to be Amelia with a super fast last 50 metres, 2:42.88, followed by Macy, 2:43.67, and touching the wall third there, Arabella Johnson, 2:46.14.
And this is the 4th and final heat for our event 55, the 200-metre breaststroke. Our 14-year-olds are in the pool with us now. We do just have the 3 athletes. Well, it looks like it's a little bit of a battle between Chiara and Adelaide. will be Chiara that gets on the wall that little bit quicker with a 39.04, so only sub 40-second time. Really liking how smooth our lane 5 swimmer is looking when she does her breaststroke. She's got that drive with her arms. She's not sitting too high that she's going to get really exhausted quickly. She's going quick, but it doesn't look exhausting just yet. And Chiara there, she'll touch in 01 at 23.45. Adelaide in second with a 126.01. Now these girls are all sitting around similar entry times with that 103.104 mark. And Chiara has just gone from strength to strength in this 200 here. And she'll lead us into this last 50 in a... So she is on track. Absolutely smashed that entry time of a 3:03. Touching in second there is Adelaide with a 3:01.22, and then Morgan out in lane 4 with a 3:04.44.
In the water, we have event 157, the girls' 13-year-old 50-metre freestyle. We've got 5 heats here this morning, and going out super fast is lane 4, Jemana Fahmy. What a dominant lead she has on the rest of the field. Super close behind her, so you can't pick the minor placings in this race, but definitely first place goes to Jemana, 26.87, followed by Lucy Dolan, 27.83, and Zoe McCauley rounding out there, 28.15.
And this is heat 2 of 5 away and racing. It is our splash and dash. It's pretty even across that first 25. It's really hard to pick who is going to bring it home in this heat 2. Looks like coming underneath the flags now will be lane 4, Ada, that touches in first with a 27.73. Amy Bai over there in lane 5 with a 28.28, touches in second.
Often racing is heat 3 of the girls 50-metre freestyle, and it's pretty tight between the field as we come down to the first 25, and you really can't pick it. Now into the second 25, and it is still neck and neck for who will finish first. And first is Amelia Broad in 27.68, followed by Aria Wendet 27.83 and Arabella Scott 28.08.
And this is heat 4 of 5 away and racing. So we are nearing the end of our 50-metre freestylers. And again, it is pretty even across this first 25. We seem to start pulling away in that second 25. It is a real head-to-head battle coming underneath the flags. Now it is going to go to lane 1, Ariel Cole. She'll touch in a 29.18, closely followed by our other outside lane, Elise. She'll touch in second.
Our final heat 5 for event 157. And it's a ripper start there in lane 4 from Ruby Chan. She'll turn comfortably first, as well as in lane 7, Hayley Clark. And it's a tight battle here between a few of the athletes. Who will touch the wall first? It'll be Ruby Chan, 29.51, followed by Emily Wong, 29.92, and Georgia in lane number 3 there.
In the water, we have event 159, the girls 12-year-old 50-metre freestyle. We have 7 heats this morning trying to make the final. Across the pool, first 25 is Amelie. She's done a great first 25, really leading the pack. As we come under the flags, she will take it out in a 27.19, followed by Claire Danny, 28.32, and a 29.04 Mackenzie Wilson.
And this is heat 2 of 7, away and racing. It's going to come down to who has the better of the turns for that minor placing. But it looks like having a dominating swim there is our lane 4 swimmer, Kira Stubbings. She'll touch with a 26.90. Then it will be Yolanda Yu out in lane 8 that touches in second with a 28.89.
Heat 3, often swimming, some really fast swimming there from our previous heats. And it's lane 4 and 1 leading the way through the first 25 metres. Lane 1 having a really great turn there. Jie Lee. But I think it'll be lane 4, Angelina Shang, 28.66. Followed by Gier in lane 1, 29.04, and Victoria Dang in lane 5, 29.05.
often racing now is heat 4 of the girls 50-metre freestyle. And it is looking pretty even across the field. However, lane 3 and lane 8 has gone out pretty fast. Now it is the battle between lane 6 and lane 8. And it will be Annabelle Tan, a 29.95, followed by Rinji Lee.
And this is heat 5 away and racing. What an incredible start there from lane 8, Miley Bird. We've seen Miley race already this morning. She has had an absolutely stacked program. Looks like lane 2 is making her way up in the pack. It will be lane 2 there. Ella Robertson that touches in a 29.60. It'll be Miley Bird that holds on for second with a 29.85. Then touching in third is Amidi there with a 30.46.
And we have heat 6 of 7 in the water with us. And it's super even across the field at that first 25 metres. Lanes 5 and 6 ever so slightly ahead of the field. So we come down under the flags. It's a real battle. Who will get their hand on the wall? It will be Zara Gilmore, 30.29, followed by Pippa Mulvani, 30.55. And touching third there, Lila Waddleton, 30.59.
Now on to the heat 7 and our final heat of the girls 50 freestyle, and it is looking pretty even across the 3 swimmers in the water as they turn into the first 25. Still neck and neck across the field, although lane 3, Emma, is pulling away, doing a 30.62, followed by Vivian, a 31.53.
And we skip event 162, the girls 17 and 18 200-metre breaststroke. That has gone to a straight timed final tonight. So looking forward to watching that later on this evening. We switch our focus now to event 164, the 100-metre breaststroke for our 16-year-old girls. We have 3 heats of this event this morning. Will be our lane 5 swimmer that takes out that first 50, but closely following is Zoe Schneider, 34.70. It looks like our lane of 5 swimmer is that little bit quicker underwater. She's up first. She's away and racing. As we come underneath the flags, it looks like it will be Zoe that takes out that first heat of the 16-year-olds 100-metre breaststroke with a 1:13.31.
Heat 2 hitting the water, and it was a good start there from lane number 5. Frances Boudville up nice and fast stroking. And it's the 3 girls in the middle of the pool at this point in the race who are really taking it out fast. You can see their stroke rates much higher compared to our 200 breaststrokes earlier, coming down to the 50-metre mark, and it'll be Memphis Johnson, 34.51, followed by Frances Boudville and Claudia Croato in lane 3. And it's a real battle between lanes 4 and 5. It is lane 4, Frances, just leading the way through this 75-metre mark, and having a ripper. Third 25 there was Claudia in lane 3. With only 15 metres left to swim, it looks like Frances out in front, but finishing strongly is, and it will be Claudia with a great last 25 there, 1:14.54, followed by Memphis, 1:14.58, and rounding out that heat, Frances Boudville, 1:15.48.
Now often racing is heat 3 of the girls 100-metre breaststroke. And off with a great start is lane 3, Isabel Nash, as she takes out the first 25. Using that long split stroke, the girls come up, and it's starting to become quite neck and neck across the few middle lanes.
Now we are missing lane 4 this morning, which means that it's going to be easier for our girls to make that final tonight. She was one of our faster qualifiers, so might leave some room there for someone else to take a medal home later this evening.
And as we approach the third 25, Isabel Nash coming through looking really strong as she pushes off the wall into the last 25. And on the other side of the pool, we have Yan Lee, who's also trying to make that shift.
Just coming underneath the flags now will be Isabel Nash that takes out that heat 3 with a 1:14.22. Touching in second there is Chloe Burke with a 1:14.73. Holding on for third there is Jessie Steinman with a 1:16.25.
Event 166 now in the water with us. It's the girls' 15-year-old 200-metre breaststroke. And the first 25 metres of this race is super close. There is no real leader at this point in time.
We've seen some of these girls race already this morning. Really is hard to call in this first 50. It's going to come down to that turn. It looks like it will be Charisse in lane 5. She'll touch in first.
The girls in the centre of the pool, lanes 3, 4 and 5, taking this first 100 metres out nice and strong. With a slight lead is Charisse Chan in lane 5. And having a really great underwater there was Joanne Liu in lane 6. However, it's still the girls in lane 4, 5 and 3. As we come down to the 100-metre mark, it'll be Charisse 1:16.34, followed by Grace and then Eve Lawrence in lane 3. The all-important third 50 as we see Joanne Liu in lane 6 start to make her move.
We've seen Joanne race her breaststroke and she puts together quite a nice race. The other swimmer I'm watching at the moment is Grace Doby. We know that she's a dominant breaststroker. Grace can put together an excellent 200-metre breaststroke, so wouldn't be surprised if she works her way up the pack here in this 50.
And that's exactly what she's doing coming down to the 150-metre mark. She's pulled away from the pack in that third 50. She'll touch the wall 1:58.82, followed by Charisse and then Eve. So she's got about a second on the rest of the girls now, just in that third 50.
We know that third 50 as the premiership quarter. Everyone starts to make their move there. If you go out too quick and you can't keep up in that third 50, you will lose it. And then in that last 50, you run out of energy. These girls are doing it so well, though. Grace Doby out there, she has had an excellent second half to this race. She held back in that first 50, but she's really brought it home now.
Yeah, it'll be Grace that finishes here first. It'll be 2:49.6, followed by Eve at 2:41.84, and third in that race was Joanne Liu, 2:42.58. We have heat number 2 of 2 in the water with us for the girls' 15-year-old 200-metre breaststroke. The swimmer in lane 4, Vera Zhang, taking out that 25 metres nice and fast alongside her Macy Smick as the girls set into this 200-metre breaststroke.
As we come under the flags here, lane number 4, Vera Zhang, still doing a really good job of keeping a nice long stroke although lanes 3 and 2 have crept up alongside her. Waylin Trong and Macy Smith doing an excellent job keeping that stroke rate nice and controlled during the second 100 of the 200 breast.
The girls in lanes 1, 2, 3 and 4. Nice and even. It'll be those 4 coming down to the 100-meter mark, and it's super close. You can't pick who's leading. We'll look to see at the time. It's lane 3, 120.15. And the other 3 girls, only 0.5 between them as this all-important third 50 goes underway.
Now this is looking to be a very tight third 50 and the real push of this 200-meter breaststroke. However, the girls in lane 3 to 1 are really starting to make the surge here.
Yeah, you can see how lanes 1, 2 and 3 have really made a move in this third 50, and they've done it all together. So it will be Lara in lane 1, 2:03.81, who takes the lead just slightly over lanes 2 and 3.
And it's going to be a fight for first as they push off the wall into their last 25. Lanes 1, 2 and 3 are all neck and neck. Upping their stroke rate as they approach the flags.
And it's super close between the girls, trying to get their hands on the wall first. It'll be Macy Smith, 2:47.61, followed by Waylin Trong, 2:47.76, and Vera Zhang, 2:48.18. As I believe we have another swim off. I'll just have a look at the results. It's the 12-year-old girls 100-meter backstroke. So we have a swim off for our girls, 12-year-old 100-meter backstroke. Again, it is for 10th place, so it is for a spot in the final. We've got Catherine Liu from MLC and Mia Clements from Surrey Park. 1:11.29 was their equal 10th place time earlier this morning. So another exciting swim off, ready to head into the pool. And we're off and swimming for this swim off. And it's Kathleen Liu in lane number 4 and Mia Clements in lane 5. Catherine with the early lead here. And she's about half a body length ahead of Mia as we head down to the 50-meter mark, but Mia's starting to come through. It'll be 33.77 for Catherine and 34.53 for Mia. As the girls come down to the 75-metre mark, it's still Catherine Liu leading the way. Can Mia try and catch her for this last 25 metres? Mia trying to make the surge, but I think Catherine got away too quickly to start off with. And it will be Catherine 109.97, followed by Mia 110.42. So super great to see them both drop about a second and a half off what they did this morning. So Mia will head through to, Catherine will head through to the final tonight. Mia will be our first reserve. All right, so in the water with us, we have event 168. We have two heats of this morning. It's our mixed 15 to 18, 1500 metre freestyle. So in lane 0, we've got Sienna Santolan from MLC. In lane 1, William Thraves from Surrey Park. In lane 2, Lucy Doyle from Nunawading. Lane 3, Cody Said from Traralgon. Lane 4, Marley Sutherland from Ballarat. Lane 5, Oscar Campbell from Nunawading. Lane 6, William Bryan from Tiger Sharks. Lane 7, Tommy Golding from Ivanhoe. Lane 8, Lachlan Patton from Surrey Park. And lane 9, Michaela Larkin from Nunawading. So we've got a bit of a mixed bag here this morning. We've got a few females and males, different age groups. In the middle of the pool are a couple of our males as they take it out together, lanes 3, 4 and 5 currently leading the way. Now with me this morning, I've got Alex Skinner, a swimmer from Caulfield Aquatic. She's been commentating a little bit with us this morning, doing a great job, and we're just going to ask her a few questions around her current career and her transition from age group swimming through to open. So thanks, Alex. So obviously, as I said, you've just recently transitioned from Year 12 into uni, and we know that there's quite a few swimmers here competing at this age competition. They might be 17 or 18, potentially in Year 12, about to head into exams. How did you find battling the big, busy load of Year 12 and also swimming at the same time?
Yeah, I definitely found it very difficult to juggle, especially towards the end of Year 12s, heading into exams, and obviously a heavier school load. But I think I used swimming a lot as an outlet to help me sort of, just block out and, really just relax a bit. And my coach, Kenrick Monk, was really great at just, you know, letting me sometimes, if I've had a massive day at school, come into the pool and just swim it out and just roll my arms over, or, you know, even just getting in or having a chat to someone. It was just really good for me to have a mental break from everything. So yeah.
Definitely swimming can be kind of that, we know we talk about a lot sometimes, as to have a good culture you kind of leave your baggage at the door, but at the same time it's really great to hear that, you know, you had that great relationship with your coach, so you could come in and be honest and be like, look, I don't feel it today. I would like to just swim it through. So you're a backstroker. We do know that. 100, 200, 50.
Yep.
How are you finding that transition? You're 19 now.
Yes.
From age through to open.
I thought it was a pretty smooth transition, because as I sort of progressed into the older years of age group swimming, I was also doing open swimming alongside it. So it was a sort of simultaneous mix of things that I was doing. So I didn't necessarily find the switch too difficult. Like, I definitely missed age and the culture of being sort of the top of the sort of food chain, I would say. And, you know, going into open and you're back at the bottom. But it's that real sort of climb and, you know, just, you know, swimming against other people that are older and different and you haven't seen before, and that's new and exciting. So I think that the change shouldn't be anything that people should be overwhelmed by, but really excited by.
Yeah, it's definitely a transition, as you mentioned. You kind of go from the top of your age group and then all of a sudden you might not be making finals at an open event, and that can be daunting. So it is very, and it may not be swimmers that you've ever swum against, because you might have a swimmer that's 26 or 27 that you know, you're 18 years old and you haven't swum against them at all. So I'm glad that, you know, you said that you shouldn't be daunted by it, because it's not too scary. But speaking of age group swimming, you would have done quite a few short course age championships.
Yes.
What would your advice be to some of the young athletes here who potentially are just at their first ever age championships? We've got the 12-year-olds with us. We saw them even in 400 IMs this morning. We see them backing up race after race. So what would your advice be for those younger year levels?
I would just say have fun. Like, everyone here does swimming because they love it. And so really enjoy it. And I always find when I was enjoying it and having a great time at these meets, I would generally always swim my best, because I was relaxed and I wasn't overthinking my races or my race plans that my coach had given me. I really just was purely racing because I loved it. And that was, to me, was really fun, and being with friends and people in my squad who were also having a great time and PBing, and it just created a sort of this momentum at these events. So I would just say do what you love and have fun with it, and don't take it too seriously, because, you know, if you don't PB, that's okay. Like, there is another meet right around the corner that you can do and you can PB in. So yeah.
Yeah, and if anyone listening, that's super important advice. It's been a while now since I've raced age group swimming, but I can definitely remember as being some of the most memorable times, as much as we don't use a marshalling room anymore. Being with your friends, and it might be people that you haven't seen for a couple of months, and I had a really competitive age group, which was nice, and at the end of the day, we actually were just all friends. So it's really great to hear. As I said before, at this event, we've only got 3 days of racing. So a lot of our athletes are backing up race after race. What would you do if you had multiple races with your cool down, your nutrition? Like, what's your advice to everyone, and what sort of worked for you that may not work for other people, but for you personally, what worked for you?
Yeah, so generally if I had a big program in the heats in the morning session, I would make sure I'm getting a good, 600-800 meters cool down between each event that I'm doing, depending on what they are, and then roughly 800 to a K at the end of every session. Then I'd go home, have a big sort of carby, hearty meal, like noodles, pasta, anything that's just yum and can sort of sit well in your stomach, that's not going to make you feel too heavy but fill you up for your final session. And then depending, I would sometimes have a nap, depending on how much I did in the morning. Then I'd get up, stretch a little, eat some more, then go back to the pool and do it all again. And make sure, I think that sleep and nutrition are two really, really important things when it comes to racing. Like, yes, you can show up, you can have a fast suit, but unless you're sort of fueling yourself and really sleeping and, getting that rest and recovery, you really can't perform at your best.
Yeah, that's some great advice there. Now, go back to school and university. You're studying Commerce and Global Studies, so a double degree. How's that first year of university going for you?
The first half of the year when we were in long course season, it definitely was, the load was definitely a struggle. Just with travel to nationals and trials and other events interstate, having to sort of be away for certain periods of time is difficult when you're doing, a heavy load of uni work, I guess. Which is why for the second semester I've underloaded, so I've dropped one subject just so it's more manageable for me, yet I'm still doing my degree, because really uni, you can do anything you want at your own pace. It's not, there's no time limit or time sort of thing on it, so you can take as long as you want. And as I want to make swimming a priority for me at the moment, it means that I have to sacrifice certain things, and if that means it takes me another year or two to finish my degree, that's fine. I'm comfortable with that, and it's good.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you've really made some great decisions on making sure that you're successful in the pool, but also successful at your life outside of the pool. We know our athletes are here swimming, but we also know that they're people. And we've got such a long career post-swimming. It's awesome to hear that for yourself you've transitioned from a really heavy year 12 through to university, trialed the 4 subjects, and then made an adjustment so that you can have the balance of both, because you definitely can be successful outside of swimming whilst doing swimming and setting up a really great career and life for yourself. We know that there's so many opportunities that this sport offers us, so you're a wonderful example of being successful at both.
No, I think that's I think balance is key, and realizing that swimmers are people, just your regular people, and they do have lives, families, school, other things that's going on that I don't think always is recognized in competitive sport. So no, it is, people should see that and recognize that more, especially for some of the athletes that are in the older years and transitioning into university degrees and other programs, and they want to look beyond swimming and what's more to life outside of the pool.
We know that athletes swim better when they're happy and they're balanced, and that's exactly what I'm hearing from you today. We'll come back to our questions in a little bit. We will just discuss what's going on in the pool in front of us for the time being. Oscar Campbell, 12:59 there for his 1200 metre mark, followed by Marley in lane 2 and Cody in lane 3. Now, as I said, this is a mixed event, So we're more looking at our entry times and who can beat them, because it's hard to know who's really leading in this race depending on the gender or the age. So, you know, we've got a couple of our girls out in the outside lanes who are also having great swims, like Lucy Doyle in lane 2. But leading the heat is lane 5, Oscar Campbell. So he'll come down to this wall and have 200 metres left to swim. Now, here's my question here for Alex. Have you ever done a 1500 metre freestyle?
No, I have not. As a, 50 to 200 metre backstroker, I've never really travelled beyond the 400 freestyle. So this is not quite my area of expertise, but I can offer any potential advice, but I'm not sure it will be too good.
Yes, no, I never went over an 800 metre freestyle either myself. So we've got Oscar Campbell. All I can say is I'm more than sure that he is hurting at this point in the race.
Yeah.
He swum 1,350 metres, so he's about to come down to 125 metres left to swim. In a 1500, obviously you will see a stroke rate a little bit lower. Some athletes will have a strong kick behind them. Other athletes will have sort of that more two-beat kick. A good example of that is Lani Pallister. Very shoulder, upper body dominant. As we come down, 100 metres left to swim for Oscar Campbell. He's starting to bring in his legs a little bit more, and behind him we've got a little bit of a battle between Marley and Cody in lane 3 and 4.
Yeah, you can see all of these swimmers are starting to bring in their legs just a little bit more and up that tempo of the kick, especially the boys in lanes 3 and 4. Now, Cody said has just dropped about half a body length behind Marley Sutherland, but there is still 50 metres in the race, and Oscar Campbell is doing an excellent job out in front, really surging this last 25.
Yeah, I'm sure the athletes are super happy to hear that bell as Oscar comes down to the wall. 16:12.98, a nice drop for him in his entry time, about 15 seconds off as Marley Sutherland touches the wall there second. 16:20, a little 1 second PB there for him, followed by Cody 16:20, an awesome 24-second drop over a 1500. As we've still got some of our athletes going. Lane number 6, William Bryan, 16:41. Again, another little drop. So all 4 athletes already dropped
to see some
times.
PBs, especially in a 1500. It's a very challenging race and very difficult to drop time as you are unsure how fast you're swimming.
Unless you can take a little cheeky look at the board, which can be difficult sometimes. We've got lane 7, Tommy Goldin. He has also dropped 10 seconds there. And we've got Lucy Doyle, our female, over in lane number 2, 17:08. As our last competitors hit the wall, Lachlan Patton, 17:26. With William Thraves, he's got 50 metres left to swim. Putting together an awesome race. Okay, we've got heat number 2 of this 1500 metre freestyle. We've got 4 athletes in this race. We've got Alexia Legg in lane 3 from Tiger Sharks, 15 years of age. In lane 4, also 15 years of age, Summer Morgan from Geelong. Emily Doyle in lane 5, she is from Nunawading. And then finally we have Sienna Santolin in lane number 6. So these girls comfortably starting to get into a bit of a rhythm for this 1500. Now I was just talking to Alex whilst we're in the break there, and I said, oh, we'll chat a little bit more about what we were chatting before, and she said, oh, I think it's time I interview you. So
yes, of course.
I'm going to flip to Alex.
Yeah, well, of course, Sean, how could we not? You've had an excellent career and very successful career in swimming, and you finished up swimming, how long has it been now?
Oh, it was Olympic trials last year, so just over 12 months, yeah.
So how have you found the change from going from swimming almost 6 times, 8 times a week to now being at the pool to commentate and to watch and not really being there in the environment and not training as much?
I think the biggest thing I'll say is I have the utmost appreciation for how fit and fast I was when I was a swimmer. I think that's the biggest thing I've noticed. I hopped in the pool a couple of times over the last couple of months, and I can tell you what, it's very, very different compared to what I was able to do. But I personally haven't necessarily found the transition too hard. I think I did a very good job at setting up my career post-swimming.
Yeah.
Obviously, I took a bit of a break throughout my career, so I think having that bit of a break at sort of 21, 22 enabled me to set up a career post-swimming. And then when I hopped back in the pool, it was more to find the love of the sport again, and finish off my career on my terms, and it wasn't necessarily about the results. So continuing to have a full-time job and a full-time swimming was definitely a battle towards the back end there, but I think that just made my transition super simple because I knew I was ready.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, what would you say to swimmers who are getting into the sort of open age, end of age group swimming and, you know, struggling to find the love for the sport as they find other things like university and their social life starting to increase? What advice would you give to them to sort of maintain that love and, you know, passion for the sport?
I think the most important thing is communication with your coach. If you're struggling to find the happiness within the sport, I think talking to your coach is one of the first things that you should do. Express that, you know, you are not necessarily enjoying it as much. You definitely find when you hit open age group and you finish school and there's a lot more partying, and it is hard to sort of concentrate on swimming. But I also think that no one should ever be scared to take a break. I think that, and when I mean take a break, it could be a mental break, it could be just backing off a little bit. There's lots of different ways that you can find the love of the sport again. I definitely found stepping away, I ended up craving it again. And yes, it's hard to get back into it, and you know, you can start slowly, but I think for the sort of 19, 20-year-olds and 18-year-olds out there, taking a break isn't a scary thing, or it's not necessarily weak. Sometimes it can be the strongest thing that you do. So that's probably my advice, is talk to your coach, communicate, and don't be afraid to take a step back so that you yourself can be okay to come back in and find the love of the sport again. No,
I think you made quite a few excellent points there that a lot of swimmers listening can take away and really use. Now, on a more positive note, what would you if you sort of think back to when you were doing age,
Yep.
what would be your sort of highlights of age swimming?
I loved long course swimming.
Yep.
Mainly because I think I was way better at swimming and not turning. I struggled a little bit when it came to short course. I think if I look back when I was younger and my coach said to me, underwaters, 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 I should have listened to them. Because by the time I got to short course, I really needed to work on my turns. So I personally loved long course. I also think that the best thing that I did was do multiple events. Yes, I was a backstroker, but when I was sort of 16, 17, I loved the individual medley, I loved the freestyle, and I particularly loved the relays. I don't know why. For me personally, I loved going fourth because I loved either making sure that we won or chasing whoever was in front of me. So the relays, the camaraderie of everyone on pool deck, I think is my biggest memory of swimming as an age group swimmer. For some reason, those competitions are so fun. I found them more enjoyable than I did the open swimming. I think that there was probably a little bit more pressure. When it came to age group, I knew everyone, I knew all my friends, and it ended up being a really good catch up with everyone. So I think that they're probably my highlights. It would be long course age championships. I think also because it usually was pretty warm, it was December, and we just got to catch up with friends.
Exactly. Now, you've had a very successful career in swimming and made quite a few Australian teams even. Now, what would be one, if you wanted to talk about one specific moment in your swimming career that was an absolute highlight, or you would just be like, yes, this is how I see the sport in its entirety, what would that sort of moment be? And why?
That is a great question. I think if I talk about results-wise, but also was probably my most enjoyable competition as well. I missed a couple of teams by, like, you know, an Olympic team and a World Championship team by the smallest of margins. And in 2017 was my first year out of school. I went to university, which meant I was eligible for World University Games. I think that competition was probably my favourite. One, because it was in a country that I probably would have never visited myself personally. It was in Taiwan. And I think that it was a village of every single sport. It was basically like an Olympic village. It was every country, it was every sport. And the memories that I have from that, I was probably the most relaxed I'd been at a competition. And I actually ended up competing my best. So I think if I look back, you know, everyone says if you're enjoying yourself and having fun, you swim your best. And that was probably why I found that the most memorable. I also think that Australian swimming is so competitive. And knowing that I could compete against the rest of the world and be at the top of that competition sort of solidified for me that I did make it. And I think that's why that competition was so memorable for me. One, I really enjoyed the team I was with. I competed really well. I came away with 2 gold medals, and it kind of was my turning point of confidence moving forward that I could compete with the rest of the world.
No, for sure. Now, have you ever done a 1500 metre freestyle, especially short course? That is a lot of turns.
It is.
Sure.
No, I never did. I did every other race. I even tried a 200 breaststroke at one point at some Melbourne Vic Centre competition. But the 1500, look, it's a tough event. It's a long way, especially for short course. There's a lot of counting. I actually really liked a 400 metre freestyle short course. Super scary counting the laps because it's the same amount of laps as it would be long course for an 800, but you don't get the counter short course.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's 16 laps short course, 400 meter freestyle, but then it's 16 laps long course, 800 meter freestyle, but you get the counter out at the 800.
Yeah.
So for the 16 laps in the 400, trying to know whether you're at 350 or 400 meters was a bit more difficult. No, I never personally did a 1500. I did do a 5K open water at one point, so I did go further than a 1500, which was an experience. But yes, no, I never did a 1500.
No, yeah. I don't see myself attempting a 1500 anytime soon, that is for sure. But these swimmers out in the pool are doing a great job right now as they come up to the 900 to 1000 metre mark with only 500 metres left in the race.
So these girls have got 500 metres left to swim. Putting together a great race. Leading the way at the moment is Sienna. She touches it at 12:29.25. So, Alex, what would you say your favourite race is?
I mean, it sort of depends, I guess, because sometimes I love a splash and a dash of a 50 back or 50 free, but other times I don't mind a 200 back and sort of the pain of it, which sounds a little bit psychotic, but no, it definitely depends. But I mean, the thing that takes the cake for me is probably relays.
Yeah.
Especially mixed relays. I absolutely love swimming. Like, the squad that I train with is, there's quite a few boys. And so racing with them instead of, because obviously I train alongside them. So being able to race with them rather than just watching them or them watching us do our own individual events is really fun.
Yeah.
And having that sort of energy from them and the rest of my teammates is really exciting and really fun.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree, relays. I personally, even though it was a 200 metre backstroke, hated the 200 metre backstroke. I shouldn't say hate. It was probably more of a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, that is for sure.
It's one of those races that I think you know when you're standing behind the blocks is going to hurt. And the biggest piece of advice I actually got from Belinda Hocking, and it was before my 200 backstroke at Olympic trials. She was like, it's going to hurt no matter what.
Yeah.
So when you look up at the board, you want to be able to see a good time.
Yeah.
So why don't you just make it hurt from the start?
Exactly, yeah.
And I think that's the biggest piece of advice to try and get over that sort of fear factor of, oh, this is going to be a really tough race, is no matter how you swim it, it's going to be painful. We're pushing ourselves to the absolute max in the pool. And that really stuck with me was you may as well make the result a good result if you're going to go through all that. So I really hope that these girls are thinking that in this race here. They've got 250 metres left to swim.
Final push, and they'll start bringing in, you know, that their legs and that extra bit of speed that they can try find within them.
So leading the way is Sienna Santalin, 15:27. Now These girls are all sitting sort of to that mid-high 18-minute mark. We'll see if they can lower that time. I think I'm trying to do the maths here. I think they're on their way to do that.
Yeah.
So yes, Emily Doyle in lane 5 there, she's an 18:45. Alexia in lane 3, 18:49. Summer Morgan in the middle, she is a 18:17. So we'll see how these girls end the race. Sienna's entry time is a 17:51. You can really see the girls start to lift a little bit now. I mean, they're coming down to 100 metres left to swim. The legs are starting to come in. You can see over in lane 3, Alexia from Tiger Shark. She's really started to get more of a 6-beat kick in her stroke.
Yeah, trying to up that stroke rate now. Really just pushing these final meters of this 1500s. You know, everything will be hurting, but it is who can get their hand on the wall first and try and PB.
Yeah, these guys are all gunning for medals this morning. It's a timed final, so they won't be swimming this again tonight. I'm sure they're really happy about that. But as Sienna got 50 metres left to swim, and the all-important bell there for Alexia as well.
But Sienna Santolin is coming down under the flags to finish in a 17:48.53.
Just a nice few second drop there for Sienna.
She'll be happy with that. And Alexia Legg finishes in second with an 18.055. She's done a big PB there of almost 45 seconds.
And touching the wall as well is Summer Morgan, 18:13, lowering her time by 4 seconds there. So really great for these girls. That's a whopping PB there for Alexia. You know, 45 seconds is a big drop. You know, that's almost a couple of seconds, 100. So really great from her.
Yeah.
Makes that 1500 super worth it.
Yes, so far all of these girls have PB'd in this race.
Got 50 metres left to swim for Emily Doyle.
She's doing a great job as she comes in to the wall, really upping that kick and finishing strong. And she'll finish in a 19:36.90.
Well, thank you very much for joining me there, Alex.
Of course.
I believe that rounds out our heats for the Sunday this morning. Hope you enjoyed the racing here. We've had some fast racing heading to the finals tonight. They start at 5 p.m. We've got the commentary on again tonight, so join us there from 5 p.m.